Bombshell, and you found the Titus podcast brought to you today by HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com, enter promo code Titus to get $35 off your first week of delivery, and also brought to you by Harry's.com. Go to Harry's.com/Titus to claim your free trial set and Post Shave Balm. And now, here with the Armageddon update, Christopher Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon update. And this is an open apology to Donald Trump. Don. Saw you on the show picture box yesterday saying how the election that you and that girl who looks like Peppermint Patty from the Peanuts cartoons are in. And I put a lot of head ciphering into this, but you are right. And I want to apologize for my country. Big league. Don, I'm sorry we rigged it. That your first speech called 20% of the population rapists and criminals. That was horrible of us to put words in your mouth that we made you say with your own mouth. Then we made you look bad to the liberal faggots by making you say you wanted to ban all gun-free zones. We are broken over making you do this or rigging it. Then we released a political rival's phone number, that light in the legislator freako Lindsey Graham. We really made you look like a douche who plays dirty tricks to win. Our bad. We did help you, though, while trying to rig this election. We gave you that amazing build a wall idea, huh? Pretty cool, even though it would be almost impossible. It has been tried and failed once already. Keep saying this wall thing, though. It's helping you. But don't remind people that they can dig under the wall. Sorry has to be said also for making you call Carly Fiorina ugly. I know I'm paraphrasing, but we do apologize again for making you say something with your own mouth. We apologize again for not helping you understand it's 2 Corinthians, not 2 Corinthians. I guess we're splitting hairs, but when you talk to evangelicals, we should have made you sound like you knew what a damn Bible was. We shouldn't have let you blame George Bush for 9/11, but you did make it look like Jeb would let another terrorist attack happen. Boy, you saved our ass on that one while we were rigging this election. Can't believe that we treated that Iowans have GMO-related brain damage after Ben Carson was leading you in Iowa. We made you tweet that with your own fingers, which is totally rigging it. Then we made you say in an interview with a Yahoo reporter that you would certainly implement a national database to track all Muslims in the United States. Sorry, we rigged your answer that you said with your own mouth. Then we rigged it for you to lie about seeing Muslims dancing in New Jersey after 9/11. You saved our ass by mocking a disabled reporter. Damn, that was hilarious. You're a gem. Nice unrigging it, pal. We then made you say you wanted a Muslim travel ban. We should have thought about violating the Constitution and numerous other laws, though. We made you look stupid by letting you make word noises with your mouth once again. We also rigged it against you badly when we let you call the Pope disgraceful. Sorry, Don, we were dumb letting you use your phone. Can't tell you how bad we feel about letting you spell your own tweets. Wow, quote, wow, every poll said I won the debate last night. Great honor, Honer. You tweeted that referring to the 10th GOP primary held in Houston. Lightweight, L-E-I-G-H-T, weight, choker, which you spelled C-H-O-C-K-E-R. Marco Rubio looks like a little boy on stage. Not presidential material. You know, we should have had a 9-year-old Asian boy check your spelling, Don. They spell pretty good. Sorry, people want someone who can spell lightweight as presidential material. This is just silly. Spelling is no big deal, right? Totally rigged. Then we rigged the election even further by letting you say this with your own mouth. We really should put a lock on that thing. Here's what you said, buddy. If you see someone getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously, okay? Yeah, just knock the hell out of you. I promise. I'll pay for the legal fees. I promise. You know, Don, that we made you offer to pay to beat up someone like a mobster is really wrong of us. Sorry for rigging it. On 11/15, we made you say that your opponent, Ben Carson, has the temperament of a child molester. We went too far with that one, totally rigging this election for you. With no basis, you called a man a child molester. That he supports you really shows... well, he might be a child molester. In July 18th, we made you say again with your own mouth that John McCain wasn't a war hero. He's a war hero because he was captured, you said? I like people that weren't captured, okay? Yeah. So, at October 16, 2015, we made you blame George Bush again for 9/11. We got to learn our lesson. Have we apologized to you enough for rigging this election? Yeah, we thought it'd be funny if you went after Megyn Kelly. Here's what you said. You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes and blood coming out of her whatever. Damn, hilarious, dude. Making a woman look stupid by talking about her menstrual cycle? Wow, we went too far with the rigging on that one. On March 26, 2016, you said that all women who have abortions should be punished. Wow. We pushed you way too far by making your brain say that again with your own mouth. You told us you were going to violate the Constitution again. Wow. Next time, wait until you get elected to violate the Constitution like everybody else does. Here's other things we rigged by simply listening to you. You said about Ted Cruz's father. His father was with Lee Harvey Oswald prior to Oswald's being, shot. So Ted Cruz's dad helped shoot Kennedy? Wow, that was all you, Donnie. Brilliant. We also rigged you going after a judge simply because he was Hispanic, but born in Indiana. We probably should have told you that Indiana is in fucking America. Then we rigged you to say, Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. We should have thought that through because that, my friend, is defined as treason. Sorry, Don. Getting another government to come after a Secretary of State? You're an idiot. Then we egged you on to go after a Gold Star family because their son was Muslim, an American hero who saved many lives, gave up his own for the rest of his crew. Bad judgment on our part making you make fun of them. I can see why you think this is rigged. Everything we make you say with your own mouth causes you trouble. We also told you to say that the American president, who has killed so many of ISIS leaders, that he founded ISIS. We laughed so hard. Obama's only killed 30,000 members of ISIS under his leadership. He founded ISIS. Oh, God. You know what? We're wrong, and we rigged it, but at least you're funny. We should also have explained how wireless microphones actually send singles with your words on them. But although we rigged it, it was blow milk out your nose funny when you said, grab him by the pussy. You're killing me, Don. Sorry for rigging the system. We also should have told you about the nuclear triad, which is so fucking simple. Nukes, land, sea, air. But we left you hanging and made you look too stupid to be president. And the rigging continues. That we told you not to release your taxes is crazy. Everyone releases their taxes when they run for president, but stick to it. Not only do they know you didn't pay taxes for 20 years, but if they find out what else is in there, woohoo! Will you be fucked, Donald? Thanks for listening to us on that one. Thank God you were right when you said I could walk down Fifth Avenue and shoot someone and I'd still go up in the polls. Brilliant. You were right. You shot for the stupidest, non-critical thinking people in this country, and it worked. We stand corrected. And you know what else? I could go on for 10 more pages with this Armageddon update about how bad we fucked you in this election, Don. How many things we forced you to say that made you look like an ignorant, bully, racist, criminal, sexual predator who refuses to be American enough to even pay as much taxes as Mitt Romney. Yeah, Trump paid 0%, Romney paid 14%. I could go on about the insults and total lack of a plan. I could go on about how the immigration plan we made you come up with is illegal and unconstitutional. I could go on about how we created a financial plan that's going to raise the debt by $10 trillion for you. I could go on how the foreign policy we made you come up with is going to probably isolate America and make our allies despise us. I could go on, but why? It's our fault. We got you into this, Don. We rigged this so you could lose. And we are so sorry. We did not want you to lose. This is what we thought was the right thing. But I can see now that all of the polling shows you way down. We made a mistake. You need to know, Don, that none of this is your fault. All you've said, all you've done, your past atrocious behavior, your bankruptcies, your bullying, your ignorance, your constant lying, your worship of dictators, and your weakness, your whiny bitching like a rich kid who can't understand that he is losing, who can't stop blaming and take responsibility like a real man. Because it's not your responsibility, Donnie. In a country that is the world standard for elections, a country that made you a very rich man, and a country that has less than 31 fraud votes out of 1 billion. The election is rigged, and we apologize. I'm signing this Trump's brain. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. I'm sorry about the 8-minute Armageddon Update. My bad. But I'm kind of tired of this guy to the point where I think we're all fed up. I wasn't going to do another Trump one, and then he said the election was rigged and took a big dump on the American political system. So we're going to talk about that today. How rigged is our system? With me, as always, to the right of me, the lovely, amazing Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
And across from me, sick as a dog and actually having mucus and weird crap coming out of him. Don't cough on me, fetus.
Hey.
Yeah, Shadow. He's milking it, too. Can I take a sick day? Yeah.
He's looking extremely Jeremiah Johnson.
He does. He looks. You actually look like that you got kicked out of Leonard Skinner for being disheveled.
Too much mouth. Never, not even once.
You don't know who Leonard Skinner is.
It's
band.
Yeah, hardcore country rock band. You're like,
what
man, you're going to have to clean that shit up. You ain't going to play no more. You look like some sort of backwoods redneck making moonshine, and we're a rock and roll band. Goddamn, you're going to mess us up with the women we trying to hit on.
I've had moonshine.
You've actually driven groupies off, man. Clean it up.
Who are those, the kind of, country rocker dudes, and it's a bunch of them, or like 3 or 4 of them, they all look like him from the 70s, 80s.
Billy Gibbons. Are
you thinking ZZ Top?
ZZ Top. No,
that's not who I was thinking.
They all look like him from the 80s.
Weren't they brothers or something?
Were they country or are they rock and roll?
The Doobie Brothers?
He's got a little Charlie Daniels going on right now. A little bit. A little Charlie Daniels going on.
Allman, maybe.
The Allman Brothers. Yeah, Allman Brothers. Yeah, but he's like he'd be like the autistic brother of the Allman Brothers. The autistic Allman brother.
Listen to this song I made. I wrote this song. I wrote this.
Are you going to listen to me? Listen to me now, please. I wrote a song.
Doobie doobop.
No, the autistic Allman Brother fetus.
That might be the most offensive thing anyone's ever called me.
Yeah,
I'm flattered.
You don't even know. And it's funny. You got to take the brunt.
You're not entirely sure if it's offensive.
Yeah, and by the way, we have a lot of podcasts left. She can nail you in a second. You don't even know.
Well, more than anything, I just told him I wanted to continue this conversation on the air because he is leaving in a couple of weeks to go to the X-Wing World Championship.
X-Wing World Championship. Yeah. Ryan Farmer bringing the heat. He's come out of nowhere, this kid. 2 years ago, he was just a club player. Now, he's going to the World Championships for a board game full of fat, sweaty people.
We're not all fat.
Definitely sweaty.
They're all sweaty, though.
That's for sure true.
That's even weird.
And then he told me that his podcast is, did you say wildly successful?
Yeah, we're one of the most successful
in his arena.
It's an X-Wing podcast.
Just about X-Wing.
It's all devoted
like
to
12,000 a week, right?
No,
no,
6.
Oh, okay.
6,000 people tune in to this podcast to hear them discuss X-Wing.
You know that's everybody, right?
It's not.
They're close to it. They're close to 100%.
Well, he told me so that when he shows up at the Worlds, then everyone's gonna know who he is.
You have T-shirts for the podcast?
He's like,
we have Minoc Squadron T-shirts.
I'm sorry, what?
Minoc Squadron.
Let me help you. I gotta help you with some. We gotta come up with a slogan. Let me help you with a T-shirt. We'll come with some cool.
What is Minoc?
Minoc is a.
Don't. What are you doing? Why would you ask him to explain that?
It's a Star Wars creature. It's like a flying rat.
Oh,
basically.
You gotta see.
Is that your name?
Yeah, we are the Minoc Squadron podcast. Our slogan is "Fly Better."
And see that silence?
Yeah.
Sorry, listeners. We apologize. You know, I was trying to get off the Trump track, but
are there any girls at this?
No.
You already know the answer.
No. I asked.
There
was the first
be
thing.
Girlfriends of other players that have been dragged along reluctantly.
Yeah, there's no group. There's no Minoc.
girlfriends.
There's no Minoc Squadron groupies yet.
So it's a bunch of dudes.
Oh yeah.
Are
But
they all
do you
under
know
30?
No.
Oh, there's older.
Oh yeah. Like half of my friends are over 35 that play the game.
Wow, that makes me sad.
That's okay.
I mean, they're
It's
all really
illegal,
cool. They're
first
all
of
super
all.
Cool.
It's illegal?
They're all super cool.
Yeah, they are
he
super
said.
cool. They are. They're great.
When people are cool, most of the time you don't have to say that they are.
Right. You don't have to. Yeah, they're wicked cool. These guys
Yeah,
with no girls hanging around.
There will be no apologies from me.
And we all have towels because we're sweaty.
It's really hot in those rooms.
I can't. Oh,
No
can
AC.
so it's not like you guys are renting like a nice air conditioned conference
no, we're
hall.
going to the official.
Where are the world's at?
It's at the FFG game. FFG makes the game, so it's at their center. So it's like the nicest place you could go to play.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
At least you're not gonna.
It's not you guys in a Ramada Inn.
No. It's nice.
The ballroom all smells like 28-year-old boy funk.
It's gonna smell like that anyway.
God,
no way to
stop
it.
talking. We got to stop about talking about this.
I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, but you jumped on when she said, "What's Minoc?" No, see, I knew what happened the second.
Well,
you
he
said,
was telling me about this before the podcast, and he's got a little bit of a swagger when he talks about
It's like
they
one
know
thing
me.
I'm really good at.
I'm known.
No, you're good at it too.
Well, it's one of the things
he's
he's really good at.
it's weird. You know, it'd be like if like I like to play guitar. I'm not very good at it. He's actually really good at this. And the 900 people that are into it, he's like a badass on it.
Yeah.
We're real proud of you.
Thank you.
You know what we've always told you as we raised you? You just do whatever you do it as best you can. And
Sorry,
that you're
I'm
going
into cars, Dad.
and that you're going to the world. It's all right. It's all right. Listen, I don't even when I meet your boyfriend, I'm sure he's going to be nice. I want you to know that it's okay that you play board games.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Do you move things on the board
You're out of the
physically?
will, just so you know.
Yes.
Or is it little airplanes?
Little spaceships, yeah.
Little spaceships. And is there like a track that they're on?
You're just appeasing me now.
No, she said.
I'm actually curious.
Whenever she puts little in front of it, it's when women do this. I've said this before. Women put
He
little.
said little spaceships.
Are you working on your little hot rod? You
He
said it to
said
me.
little spaceships.
I know.
So you move them around?
So every ship has a certain set of maneuvers it can do. So some ships are more maneuverable, some are less. And then I decide where my ship's going to go. My opponent does. Then we reveal where they're going, and then we move them, and then we fire at each other. Yep.
You fire at each other.
Yeah.
With fake, like plastic.
Yeah, you roll dice.
Oh, that tells you.
Whether you've hit the ship.
So it's a dice roll.
Yeah.
Wake up.
What happened?
Hey,
was
Ryan is talking about X-Wing.
I got.
No one wants to listen.
Wake up.
I went into REM sleep again. So, guys, here's what's going on. Mr. Trump is losing his ass off. He's down some places 12 points. In some states, he's down 12 points. Battleground states that have never ever gone Republican for like 25, 30 years. I mean, ever gone Democrat for 25, 30 years are now in play. It looks like she may win in Georgia. A Democrat's going to win in Georgia and possibly Arizona, close in Arizona. So this guy is not just this guy who actually his entire life is based on winning, being the best of the best, and even if it's a lie, keep going.
Thinking he's the best of the best.
Well, but he's always tried. It's the greatest of all, greatest. And then when he fails, he just fails. Well, he's not just failing with his water company or his stakes or filing bankruptcies on a casino where not everybody knows about it. He's failing on a global scale. I was going to say just a continent scale, just a country scale, but it's not. Because America is the leader of the free world. What ends up happening is the rest of the world is paying attention. What's going on in America? What kind of psychopath is going to be running the fucking planet? Let's go look at those guys. Everybody thinks about it. England's an island. I mean, they're small places. They need our help. If someone attacks England, we're going to be there again. So they always look at our leader. This guy who hates failing is going to fail on a global scale. And so now he's saying the election is rigged. And he's saying it every night. And here's the problem I have. The problem I have is not that he's saying that there's come an excuse. The problem is that his people following him are the gun owners. They are, as he says, I love the poorly educated. He loved the poorly educated. Well, the poorly educated, that means that's a nice way of saying stupid. So stupid people are going to pick up their guns if this election goes down because he's setting them up. Hey, if something happens, we're going to have to do something. And they're already saying they're being interviewed on television. These people, guy wearing a pussy tastes like chicken T-shirt by Anderson Cooper, and they're interviewing him. He's got a red, white, and blue cowboy hat, which, by the way, is desecrating the flag, you sweaty-headed redneck. And what they're going to do is they're going to take up arms, and shit's going to go crazy. He's saying a report to the polling stations and make sure the election's okay. So now you got in Chicago, and he named cities where black people are quite prevalent, Philadelphia, Chicago. He said, we need to have people at the polling places to make sure this election isn't rigged. So now so this is not a powder keg. You don't have a bunch of rednecks pissed off with weapons showing up in Chicago at polling places and have black people going, what the fuck are you doing here, white boy? And all of a sudden, you don't think anything's going to break off? It's the dumbest, scariest, most dangerous, pathetic, un-American attempt at fucking an election I've ever seen in my life. Look, man, why don't you just accept that you lost? Just accept you lost. My other side is that you're just going to tear down the entire democratic process. And if the elections are rigged, why do we have the Republican House, Republican Senate, and 30 Republican governors? Wow, if they're rigging it, if the Democrats are rigging it, they're really not very good at it. I leave the floor open for comments.
Did you hear about the debate question leaks that have happened, that have come up?
I heard that Hillary had pre-debate questions, yeah. I thought that was standard, though. I thought that when they did the town hall style, I thought everybody got the questions.
Well,
They get a list of what they could possibly
Right.
be.
Well, the bigger issue right now is that the Fox News debates are coming up, and there are various leaks that point to Hillary having had the questions, but not Donald.
What do you mean leaks? Let's talk about leaks too, by the way.
It's off WikiLeaks.
Right.
There's
So so got it.
Oh, listen, I'm not saying it's true.
No, I want to ask something because you're more of a computer savvy cat than I am.
Correct.
And Ray, you jump in. If someone out of the blue, Julian Assange, who's basically hiding out in another country because he supposedly raped his girlfriend, so they want to extradite him here, and he's hiding in, what is it, Panama or Paraguay or some shit like that. He's in a, and I'm sure. By the way, please, tell me I'm wrong where he's in. He's in an embassy somewhere. They have now cut off his internet because he was using it for porn. Did you know that? They just cut off. So
God
he's
forbid.
not. Huh?
God forbid.
Well, I'm just saying that,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be this bastion of whatever. I mean, at least keep that quiet. Keep it quiet. If you're looking at porn, guys, keep it quiet. That's pretty much a roommate rule forever. So you got this guy who's basically said, we hacked in and got all these emails. How do you prove that? How do you prove you can fake an email? How do you prove it? I'm just asking, how do you prove that these are actually their emails?
I don't know.
Right. I mean, how would you? They could say anything, or they could get one email with a header, put the header on it, and then write some crazy shit. Here's another one, and it doesn't matter if it's true or not. What matters is the poorly educated, i.e., stupid, hear someone report some false information and believe it. I've had an argument with people on Twitter and Facebook, and they're just saying that's not what happens. I go, yeah, no. Here's the 10 articles. From the New York Times to USA Today to the LA Times to the BBC. Here's the truth. Nah, it's bullshit. I don't believe it. Okay, poorly educated. Keep moving on. I'm to the point now where, and Springsteen said something. Springsteen really rarely just comes out and says it. He called him a toxic narcissist. And he said this guy doesn't give a shit about burning down the system. He doesn't care. He'll burn it down. He will destroy it. There could literally be riots in the cities because when he loses, he's going to lose. When he loses, people are going to go batshit. Okay, thanks for jumping in, guys. No, I'm asking you guys to join in on this. What do you think about it?
All I know is Eminem has a new song out called Campaign Speech about Donald Trump.
No, he
Yes,
does not.
And it's brutal.
Do we have a piece of it?
Would you like a piece of it?
I would love a piece of it,
well,
man.
stand by.
That
Talk
would be
amongst
phenomenal.
Yourselves. Definitely, my stepfather said demagogue, and I thought, wow, you never really get to use that word in conversation, right? And have it so perfectly and accurately describe someone, which is exactly what Donald Trump is. And he is setting up a situation where it's a frenzy situation where final debate.
So check this out. So I found this on the news. Did you hear about this guy, Obama's brother?
No.
Okay, Obama's half brother is different. I think same father, different mother. And I guess mother's full Kenyan, blah blah blah. So here's what bothers me. Now, whatever you guys think about Donald Trump, and look, most people are voting for Hillary. I mean, against Hillary. They're not voting for Trump. They just I don't like Hillary.
Yeah.
So Trump's new thing is he invites Obama's half-brother who supports Trump. Here's the problem. Obama's half-brother also supports Hamas. Hamas is anti-Israel. Israel is the Republican bastion of allies, and he supports a terrorist organization. It's kind of basically, I tweeted this out, it's kind of awkward to me that the Republican Party nominee and now has a pro-terrorist, anti-Israeli guy sitting in VIP.
Well done, Donald.
It's like, wow, dude. Like, it's like, look what we're gonna do. Have his brother there. He really supports the guys that blow stuff up. Whatever. It's gonna make Obama. And here's the thing. So I can't now because his brother's gonna be there. I'm not gonna vote for Obama this time. Like, what is his point? Why is he getting?
It's just mudslinging. It's just throwing.
But about what?
That's what I told you. It's exactly what your ex did in court. It's people with a complete lack of integrity or morality that just say they like rapid fire machine gun spout bullshit and just see what sticks. The thing is, after, an hour of that in court for once a week for 8 years it was, then you can't remember anymore what was true. And was that something she made up, or was that?
No, I heard it
know
before.
that there was
though.
a
She
lot
said it
about
last
abuse.
time. Right.
So I think that there's abuse in that case.
Right.
You know, it's like that, and so that's what he's doing. And he's also playing children's games. If you look up about Obama's half-brother, quite frankly, they didn't meet each other till they were 20-something.
Right.
And
it was probably weird.
And then they got close after that, and then they deteriorated. But he grew
You know
up
why?
in Kenya.
Right.
Obama had a mom from, Hawaii or something. So
Right.
he got to grow up over here. He had citizenship here. He's the president of the United States, Harvard Law graduate. He did well for himself.
Head of the Harvard Law Review, constitutional law.
By leaving
lawyer.
Kenya. Well, this dude didn't get to leave Kenya.
Right.
And
it's like the brother that
wanted
didn't
to
get the
get
slot
into
car track.
politics after Obama did, and he ran for
Barack got a slot car
governor
track.
of Siaya in Kenya and lost by a landslide.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
And then came out and said that Obama was crap for not endorsing him in Kenya.
Wow. You know, Thanksgiving with the brothers must be odd.
You didn't endorse me, Barry.
How you doing, Barry? How you doing? There. Can you pass the gravy?
Oh my God.
You don't like me, or B-Rock? We're just trying to have Thanksgiving here. Just calm it down, Michelle. Michelle? She made a pie. I don't like pie, or the Israelis. Like it's really, really bad. You do not know what you're doing, B-Rock. You do not endorse me when I ran for governor of
your aunt
village
is posting things on my Facebook wall again about Donald Trump.
You know, I've never. Here's what bothers me the most about it. It's all evidence. For 2 years, the guy's been spouting bullshit. Before that, even in the last election, he spouted bullshit. The president dug us out of a financial hole that the last administration got into. Basically turned things around. Quantitative easing. It's not all perfect. I don't expect anybody to be perfect. But he said that guy wasn't even a citizen of the United States and kept at it. Then lied about that. If you can see what all this guy's done and still not give a flying rat's ass, you're poorly educated.
Dummy.
You're really off today. You better pick it up, man, or you're off the podcast. We're gonna bring our other kid in here.
Oh no.
She would love to too. She'd be like slam, run over Ryan.
Just red sweater under the car.
Let me ask you something. So do you think that there's any part of the political system that's at all rigged? And rigged is such a stupid word, but like, do you think it's 100% fair? Do you feel our political system, our democracy, is fair?
Do you believe anything is fair? I'm just asking you that. I mean, let me ask you that question before I answer this question. Do I think our democracy is fair? Well, I would say this. Currently, right now, we have a system where you've got the Republicans in charge of more states. You've got the Republicans in charge of the House and the Senate. You've got a Democratic president. Do I think it's fair? I think there's a political machine that always works. I think there's a political machine that actually, once you're in it, hard to get out of it. When you see all these half-assed pieces of shit that are running Congress and they actually do nothing, not only do they do nothing, and it's, on top of doing nothing, they take more vacation days than an alcoholic. I'm running a bunch of racist stuff in my head right now. I'm not gonna say than an alcoholic Trump family member. There, since we're on Trump, and yeah, I think once you're in the system, you're in the system. And then you jury. Yeah, I think I don't think it's fair. You know, between gerrymandering elections, between all this stuff. You know, the only thing that I like that Trump said in the entire 2 years yesterday, he waited till yesterday. This would have saved him. Like, he goes, no more. We have any term limits. You can't continue to. Why does the president have term limits if Congress doesn't have term limits? Why does the president? Why? How come we like? By the way, right now, if they said, president can do 3 terms, I'd be like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Because it's not in the Constitution.
Well,
don't mess with my
Constitution.
Constitution.
Do you want to know historically why they decided to have no?
I would,
limits?
because they didn't want a king. I got it.
Well,
Go ahead.
no. Their term limits wasn't.
And now here's a nerd moment from Fetus. Go.
It's because the vast majority of the country were uneducated when they first set up these checks and balances and everything. And if you have the best people in Congress, and so they were assuming the best people would get in Congress and Senate. What if every 4 years you can no longer have that person? Eventually, it'll trickle down into really bad uneducated.
I don't even know if it was that nice. I feel like it was that the dudes that started it, they all just wanted their job. It was job security.
Yeah.
And it worked out for
Didn't
them.
we used to have term limits for Congress, didn't we? Am I wrong about that? Again, I'm poorly educated. I'm 100% on board.
I like what you said because, again, go watch Jordan Clapper when he interviews people outside of these Trump rallies.
Yeah.
Don't trust me. Just go watch it. It's so worth the laugh. Even if you like Trump, it's hilarious.
Yeah, go to Daily Show, watch Jordan Klepper interview Trump supporters. It is because, by the way, he's not going after him. It's not an attack. It's not a problem. He just goes. So Trump says
he's just interviewing. Yeah.
Yeah, but the people, you don't care that he said he likes to grab women by the pussy. Woman, nope.
Well, there's a dude on there blaming Obama for 9/11. It's a conspiracy because he wasn't in the Oval Office that day. Where was he?
Yeah, so that was to not be where he goes like a 9/11. Where was Obama? Why wasn't Obama in the Oval Office that day? And the guy goes, exactly. Why wasn't he? We should look into that. We should talk to someone about why he wasn't in the... Dude.
Rolling Stone did an article, and they went to one of these, and they were looking at the people outside wearing shirts with things that say things like "bomb the shit out of ISIS" and "fuck off, we're full," which is a message for immigrants. I mean, these are not nice people.
No.
These are stupid and not nice, which is a terribly dangerous
horrible combination. Yes.
Which we have used to describe someone else in your life, and it's dangerous when someone is not very smart and they're really angry.
Yeah, Stupid and Angry is not America to me. Stupid and Angry.
Really great comedy team from the 30s.
Stupid and Angry. They were because it made sense. Stupid would do something stupid. Angry lost his shit. It was so funny.
But as soon as Angry made it like too uncomfortable for the audience, Stupid would just jump in and do his thing, and it would totally just kind of white
Stupid
noise
and Angry.
the whole thing.
By far one of the best. They were huge. Stupid and Angry.
Very balanced.
They were called Abbott and Costello actually at one point. They started as Stupid and Angry, and then they went to Abbott and Costello.
You know what? This name isn't working for us.
So what do we do? I mean, it looks like he's going to lose, but it's almost like to stay relevant, he wanted to start this whole thing about rigged elections, and the problem with that is that there's going to get some people are going to get shot. That's the scary thing to me, is that you basically just shit on America, dude. You know, we are the gold standard worldwide for elections. 36 fake votes out of a billion. 36 fake. They actually did it. They added it up over the last 10 years. 36 faked votes out of 1 billion. It would not swing an election. Wouldn't even have swung the Bush-Gore election, which was only lost by 537 votes. Well, actually, Al Gore won the popular vote, but the Electoral College screwed him over in the Supreme Court. Yes, ma'am.
The problem is that
guy's got to wake up every day bummed out.
Have someone that people like on the other side. That's what's really created this problem.
Right.
Is that these people are so vehemently hanging on to him, not because maybe intellectually they would think. They certainly didn't think it last election when he pretended to run and then said a bunch of F-bombs and told some people off and made fun of women, and everyone laughed him out and he went home.
Yeah.
Nobody took him seriously. Everyone hated him, and he packed his bags and went home. Well, this time we're taking him seriously because nobody wants a Clinton back in office. So it's really created this problem where people feel like they have to vote either way because otherwise they're wasting their vote. So that's what I am afraid of.
Well, I would vote for the third party if both third-party candidates weren't fucking retards.
They're really not great.
They're not great. Did you watch John Oliver?
Oh,
Holy God.
I
watched John Oliver this week, and I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
What is it? What? I'm better. Like, I'm a better candidate. Is that crazy? I am a better candidate. And you can pull 7 comedy specials and go, okay, this is what he thinks.
Gary Johnson's an idiot.
Man, it's frightening. And then Jill, what's her face? She's same thing. I was like,
she's kind of crazy.
Crazy.
She doesn't understand how policy is supposed to work. Or how to do anything.
So that means we almost have 3 people that don't know how it works. So here's why I finally decided that I am going to vote for Hillary. Now, do I want to vote for Hillary? No. You know who I'd like to vote for? Elon Musk. You know who I'd like to vote for? I would actually go for Mitt Romney because
vote for Batman.
Vote Batman. I'd vote Batman. Vote Batman. Here's why. So I looked it up. Someone asked me on Facebook. We had a week where I got on Facebook, and I don't go on Facebook a lot. I go through. I'm sporadic on Facebook. I go crazy for like 3 weeks, and I stop, and I don't touch it for 3 months, and then I go crazy. So I was talking about what was going on in the election and that it's a rigged system. And some guy, really cool dude, I reposted what he said. He said, "Hey, Titus," he goes, "I understand you don't like Trump, but get it." He goes, "Do me a favor. Can you, without mentioning Trump, back up Hillary Clinton?" And I had to, wow, it was kind of a little bored in the face. I was like, oh, right. You can't just, and that's what we've lost in this country. We've all become, you have a look at what he did. No. Just tell me about your guy. No. They were bad years. 30 years ago, he knocked the ice cream cone out of a child's hand. Okay, got it.
Was that child?
Yeah, exactly. Child. And then Trump married her. That's not the point. The point is, see, I couldn't even do. That's a good. Come on, the dude married her, and now there's a current rape charge being filed in New York City. That, by the way, he doesn't have to go. They actually moved the hearing. The judge looked at the paperwork. Just so you guys know, people, you guys gonna know who. If you're thinking of Trump and you're listening, because you're cool enough to know that I can disagree with Titus, whatever. Trump currently has a. He's been accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in 1994 with his buddy Jerry Epstein. Used to throw these sex parties.
Wait, you just got sucked in to the whole Trump thing again. We're supposed to be talking up Hillary.
No, I just want to finish this. So basically, here's what happened. The judge read it. They refiled it in New York City because Trump threatened to kill her and her family if she said anything. So they refiled it in New York City, and guess when the hearing is? December 16th. Election's far from over, and someone else pointed out that if Trump wins, he gets to now use the entire legal services of the government. So this entire election for Trump, maybe not having to spend money on lawyers.
Brilliant long-term strategy.
Brilliant, really brilliant.
And isn't he promoting his own TV channel?
Is he doing that already? No, that's what they think. They think that with these Breitbart guys, he's going to start an entire. He thinks Fox sucks, so he's going to. He basically, if he starts this channel, it will destroy Fox News.
It's brilliant, by the way. Yeah. He should bow out, not on purpose, not let people know, but just bow out and go make $1 billion by starting his own version, because all those crazy people will have crazy news to watch.
Yeah, the good news is there's not enough of them to win the election.
Have you guys seen Vice News?
We avoided talking about Hillary. Yeah, Vice News, pretty cool.
You've watched it?
No, I read about it. HBO, right?
Yeah.
We should tape it.
My eyelash guy just told me today about it.
Is it a killer? Do you like it?
He said it's great. They're not beholden to anyone.
HBO,
and
right?
It's HBO, 20 minutes a night, whatever, and they just report the news. And he said it's so drastically different if you click from that to MSNBC or Fox or whatever.
It doesn't feel like they have any gatekeepers.
You guys do know we have 5,000 troops on the ground helping the Iraqi army go after Mosul right now. That's the weird thing is we're talking about this retard who's just saying stupid shit. And we're actually there's some bunch of American troops helping people in Iraq right now, taking Iraq back.
That whole Mosul thing right now is insane.
Yep.
There's a old school war happening at that city that people just and what's even crazier now is you can watch live feeds of that war going on in the city with webcams and stuff. You can watch live streams of it happening. This is crazy what's happening right now, and I bet you only less than 20% of Americans even have a clue.
The news isn't talking about it. The news isn't even talking about it. It's all about the debates, and we have guys, family members. We could actually have family members over there right now fighting, and no one's even paying attention.
Well, how about the reformed Iraqi army, which is that they're the ones that are putting a huge chunk of the brunt force into this.
So we supposedly tuned them up.
Yeah,
we've been tuning them up. Let's hope they got it. I think. Well, here's what I think. Here's what I think. And I wish we could have our Middle East expert in here, but he won't. He can't come on that.
No,
podcast.
But he was actually advising my sister this morning on WhatsApp because I was on the group thing because she's in Jordan.
Great.
And
perfect.
He's for her job, which is actually one of Hillary Clinton's foundations. Even though my sister's hardcore conservative, but. Yeah, he was very serious telling her what she needed to do. Lessen exposure, avoid groups of Westerners above 3 or 4, watch for anyone following, don't hang out in hotel lobbies or banquet rooms. I was like, damn, because he said Iraq and coalition forces started their push to take Mosul. ISIS will direct terror attacks in the region, Europe and U.S. before this is over.
Wow.
And that's his job. That's what he does.
So we're at war, and no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
It's weird. So I'm going to watch Vice because I wonder if Vice talked about it. I'm going to put it on the DVR, so I can record the war That's a song lyric from Bob Dylan or
Sometimes
something.
I say TiVo still, and then I feel like an old person.
Yeah, and TiVo is a TV with eyes on it and an antenna. Way back in the 30s, we had a TiVo.
My dad still says he's going to tape it.
He's gonna tape it
I'll
up.
tape that.
Aw. I love your dad. This is so cool. So Hillary, so I went and did a lot of research because you know what? I was doing the same thing. I was voting against this idiot, this orange sweet potato Hitler fucking idiot, who's really not a smart man. Like he's like he was born with a silver spoon. If he'd have just invested his dad's money, he'd be worth 3 times what he's worth. They're estimating Forbes is like $3.6 billion. He'd be worth $12 billion had he just left it in a fund. Do you know that? That's
Wait, you're talking about Donald.
right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I was voting against him. So here, Hillary. When Hillary was for 40 years, she's been backing up kids. Now Ray knows a lot of stuff she didn't do. She has been backing Bill. She was the first lady. She basically started. She started. she started
First later.
the first later. She got laid first.
Hey, later.
And then he went on. First lady. Sorry, Jesus, guys.
Hi, liar.
You know, I got to keep this. Guys, I'm the one juggling you guys. No one's carrying the weight here. I'm holding it up.
This is
So
your
that-
blah, blah,
man.
blah, so mad.
Stop
shit
it.
that
Yeah,
you do.
man.
You really
Man.
don't want any input. You really, I mean,
So
it
let's
was
talk
an
about
8-minute Armageddon update.
I know.
Let's be honest.
That is true. That's true. I'm a toxic narcissist. Let's just be honest.
You're
It's-
not Donald Trump, though.
He's not Donald Trump, but he definitely walks in the arena.
I'm not a toxic narcissist. I mean, I'm
You're
like
just a
an
normal person, and we're all narcissists.
So she was the whole thing that wanted health care for kids, early child education. She pushed for that for a long time before she was really in service. She pushed for well, then she became senator after she was first lady, which, by the way, she fought for kids and women again. She did that for a long time. Then she became senator. When 9/11 happened, she was the one. She went and got more billions. They got $9.3 billion to rebuild New York or something like that. It was like they offered this much. She said no, fought for it. She got way more money for New York. She also, the first responders bill, she was one of the big sponsors of that. And yeah, she'd done a lot of stuff too. Sure, listen, Hillary Clinton's not my favorite by any charge. Then after that, she started this foundation, and I went really deep into the Clinton Foundation. I'm like, show me the bad news. I want to see the shit news on the Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Foundation has given away about $2.8 billion. They have gotten money from around the world, true, but none from our enemies. None from our enemies. The nuclear deal, I mean, the uranium deal that was with the Russians was approved by 8 government agencies, and she wasn't Secretary of State at that time. Oh, no, she was Secretary, but she wasn't part of the foundation. So back to your question. So anyway, she's done all that, and she's earned. I'll tell you this: say what you want. Her time in government, she's earned her shot at this.
She's qualified.
If she was a dude, I don't think I think Trump would be down 18 to 22 points.
Absolutely.
If she was a dude, it would be a different story. And that's what bothers me the most.
She's an asshole, though.
She's okay, agreed. But if she was a dude, she wouldn't be seen as that. Guess what? Mitt Romney's an asshole too.
No.
Yes.
No. I'll cry sexism where it exists, and certainly there are things that are happening in this election that are extremely sexist that we talked about last week. However,
Grab him by the.
What? I mean, just, yeah, whatever. Anyway, but she's an asshole, and I'll call a guy an asshole or a woman an asshole. When she fell and broke her elbow, like in 2009 or something like that, her security detail laughed. She treats them so horribly. She treats people they called
They
her
left or laughed?
Laughed. Diva in chief. She acted like she was president. When they left the White House when she was just first lady at that time, she took some shit with her that she had to return.
They really went country. They went country when they left the White House.
Secret Service and her security detail, they're told, don't look her in the eye. Don't talk to her. If you need anything, you don't go to her. I mean, she's an asshole to the people, to the low men around her. And one of the security detail actually came out in an interview with the New York Post at one point and said, they laughed. They felt like she had treated them horribly for so long. It was payback that she shattered her elbow.
Wow. That's
She's an asshole.
That's crazy. Okay. She's an asshole. So now it's just different degrees of asshole. So now we have, so let's just say, We've got an asshole that has actually no military experience, no political experience, or no policy experience. Or we've got an asshole who has no military experience, but she's got policy, government experience. She's made hard decisions.
Well, that's what I think. I agree with this.
Yeah.
It is choosing the lesser of two evils. I
Yeah,
wish that
that's
we
sad.
had a better option,
Yeah.
but we don't, because good people aren't going out and running for president because they don't want to have their lives destroyed in the press, because that's what happens
Wouldn't it
to
be-
their children, their wives, their families, and their own selves. Like, we're not supposed to have any skeletons in our
I can't even
closet.
imagine my brother coming out of the woodwork.
Of course he would. Your Aunt
My
Sandy would
Oh,
be
jeez.
all over the
Jeez.
news.
You could literally list people. I want you to think of you running for president and list the 3 relatives
my
that would
gosh.
lose you the election.
Oh my
It
gosh.
would be Aunt Sandy would lose me the election.
Yeah.
She would talk about, my guide said he was going to run for president and that he's going to be president. Oh, Jesus.
I was president
My
once.
brother, I was president once in another life. It was a different planet, though. They had presidential elections, more parliamentary, but it's kind of like this. What? So Aunt Sandy would lose the election for me. Then my brother would be like, you know what? I was doing pot. I was supposed to be building his cabin, but he ripped me off, son of a bitch. So then who'd be the
Your
third one?
sister, they would love. They
My
would
sister,
think your sister
yeah, my sister
was
would be. Yes, she would help me. Aunt Kathy would help
they
me.
would love.
Dennis would help me. Scotty would help me.
Well, then they dig up stuff about your dad.
Yeah, then my dad. Oh, my dad. Oh, there's like pictures of my dad that would instantly lose me the election.
The one where he's sitting on the toilet, pooping and smoking, and flipping you off with the other hand.
Yeah. Or the one where he's dressed as a woman on Halloween, which you could just
brutal.
make. Oh, man.
I have a picture of you dressed as a woman.
There's another picture that would lose the election. So those are the 3. Yeah, my dad, they would lose me the election.
Basically, all through my teens and 20s, I ruined any chance I would ever have of becoming a politician.
Yeah.
Those 2 decades were spent destroying my future.
I don't have the gumption for it.
Falling. None of us use gumption either. That's, by the way, the way your beard is right now. You look like you should be using the word gumption. You look like a miner that just came out.
I don't have the gumption for it.
You're definitely going to marry a sturdy woman with
Yeah,
this
you're
look.
gonna a sturdy
a
woman.
handsome woman.
She's a handsome, sturdy woman.
Let's go prospecting.
Yeah, I'm with you, honey. Let's go. I got the horses loaded.
Who's your third? You don't have a lot of family left alive.
I would say, well, I mean, you look at the suicides, that would help. They would say, oh, he's obviously crazy. Mom's mental illness.
Your ex-wife.
Mom, my ex-wife. Oh, my God.
Ding, ding, ding.
She would take it down. She would take it down so fast,
Oh
it would be
my
over.
gosh.
The ex-first lady.
Oh, she would actually. Oh, she would just like you said, she would just trump it up, and
Yeah.
it would totally be made up, and it would be over.
She's the worst.
You can't stand her.
It's horrible, man. The stuff that has
I've
been
only actually
said.
seen her in person once, and I
Yeah.
felt like I needed a shower afterwards.
Well, I've been hanging out together long enough, working on stuff
Well,
where
pretty
you've
much it's a blanket thing that you need a shower.
Yeah, that's pretty much constant.
At 24.
Like, you're the only person I know that I think you should use Axe body spray.
Ew, gross.
No.
Old Spice.
Oh, man. When did he turn into someone from 1961? All right, guys. So here's the deal. It's not rigged.
So
Go
let's
ahead.
wrap that part up. The whole point being, I'm just saying, don't get it twisted. It doesn't mean that Hillary is necessarily a good
Right.
human being, just like we don't think Donald is. But if you, which it's not an if, you have to pick someone, because
Yeah.
not voting is not an option, and you have to
It's
pick
un-American to
someone
not vote.
who at least has experience in the job that you're putting them into. Who the hell wants to vote for Hillary Clinton? No, I don't. Nobody wants to, but
Nobody even less want to vote for it.
Oh
I mean,
my gosh.
can you imagine the psychopath getting up there? I want to ask one more question, people. Ask yourself this. Why do you think Putin likes him? Putin was KGB. Do you think Putin likes him? Putin. Do you think Putin likes him because he's going to be a tough negotiator? Do you think Putin likes him because he's going to hold the hard line with Russia?
Putin's going to walk all over.
Putin, that's why he wants him in. He already knows. Putin studied psychology, the KGB. That he knows how to work these fuckers. He doesn't want Hillary. Hillary's gotten Putin's face repeatedly. We talked about it last week. She actually drugged Barack into a meeting that Putin was having with China. The Chinese premier, whatever they call him, what do they have? The emperor, what the fuck? China. The guy who runs China. King China, that guy. King China, that's his name. King China. So they went in with King China, and they were like, what are you guys talking about? And they sat down and like took over the meeting. And Barack didn't go in. She drugged Barack in. So that she's a bitch, I think, it's like, because I'm kind of an a-hole in a lot of ways in certain situations, and it's 20% of the situations, it helps. I'm finding now that not being a nice guy is better.
When's that going to take?
I don't know.
Bernie was a nice guy.
And he got his ass handed to him. Is that back to what you say? So Bernie's probably evidence that their system is quite rigged.
I would say that he didn't get a fair shot at it.
But he did pretty well for what he did, and
Right.
and what he did do changed her platform.
Absolutely, yeah. He
100%.
had a major effect on her platform.
Yeah, so he did his work, and if she wins, he's instantly in head. He's ahead.
He's head of the Senate, I think.
No, it's
Something.
budgetary stuff. It's something. It's a big. It's a big one.
Yeah, he
You know, says we. I'm glad we talked about politics and we absolutely know nothing about it. Just know, we're the Titus podcast.
If he had been running any other year against anybody else other than Clinton, he would have had the Democratic nomination.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
And then
but
he was destroying Trump like 95-5 in polls.
well, with Obama, what we had? We had a young guy who was accomplished, who had actually been on the ground with people. He was a community organizer. He'd really done some good stuff. And with what he did with the economy and the stock market, he's the best fucking Republican president they've had in a long time. Obama would have been a monster Republican president. And now we have two 70-year-olds who you can tell Trump's heart's going to lock up any day.
I hope so.
I mean, well, I just hope we get it on camera. And then and Clinton could have the same thing. She had that concussion. If she has any CTE problems that they have that may come up later, we don't know. Although I think Trump's full of shit saying she's weak. I'm just saying they're 70. They're
both weak.
Yeah, they're 70 years old. I wish we had my ideal person running for president, man or woman, doesn't matter. 45, had 2 or 3 successful businesses, sold them, was in maybe the Senate. It was in the Senate or a governor. Good family, one marriage, kept it together, and you got to meet their kids, and they were good kids. I would love that. I would love to have a guy, even if he only did 4 years, just in the military, understand a little bit. I would love that. Doesn't have to be, though. It doesn't have to be. But I think it's helpful. You know why? Because when you're in the military, you understand that your ass could be dead. And if you're not in the military, it's imaginary. You just say, oh, these guys go over there and they fight the war game thing they do. If you're in the military and you understand that guys die in training. You start to get real serious about it.
It's like applying for a job with United Airlines because you're great at X-Wing.
Exactly. Does he have any experience? Does he have any experience flying?
Is that why I haven't heard back?
That's exactly why you haven't.
Oh.
You know why? Because little tiny ships. That's why. We don't have little tiny ships.
I'm not qualified for big ships. I'm not even qualified for normal-sized ships.
That was a good comparison.
Thank you.
All right.
This episode was brought to you today
By who?
by HelloFresh.
These guys. Those are the guys that I cooked.
So this was funny because I was gone. I was at the detox center, and you got the box. They sent you a box to try it out.
It was good.
And you can choose meat or vegan,
Right.
and you chose, or vegetarian. You chose vegetarian.
Right.
And I have never heard you so excited on the phone. You actually narrated each thing you opened and took pictures and texted them to me as we were
As I was
talking.
cooking it, yeah.
And then you cooked your own
Raviolis.
People,
check this out. So I get this box full of fresh food. It's all in a box. Sorry. In the box is a recipe guide. So you get all this fresh food. And and they were great, man. The vegetarian raviolis with the cheese. Oh.
Each week they have new recipes, and they give you those step-by-step instructions, all designed to take around 30 minutes or less.
I'm not the best cook. It took me about 40. But here's what I had at the end. I showed you the picture. I sent you the picture.
Yes.
They had a little bit of goat cheese you could put on it, and some sour cream you would put dollops on, and I finished with the vegetables, and it told you exactly how to cook it. How long? If you don't even know if you just read it and go with it, you'll have this amazing fresh meal. I had raviolis for 2 days because you were gone. It was phenomenal.
Actually, so what's easy
and
great about it is
I made it myself.
Everything is pre-measured to the exact quantities that the recipe calls for, so
Right.
there's no food waste, and you don't have to spend your time
Figuring
measuring
it out.
and stuff like that. You just dump it in step by step.
Open the box, follow the instructions, and then you have a fresh meal. It was
Comes
good.
in an insulated box. Comes to your doorstep. They deliver it. They drop it off. When you came home, it was sitting there waiting for you.
It was great.
Insulated. The thing that I love the most about it is that they have a full-time registered dietitian on staff who actually reviews all their recipes to make sure that they're nutritionally balanced. So I thought that was pretty cool because
Right.
you always wonder,
Where do they go get it?
what am I getting? You can go to HelloFresh.com and you can use promo code Titus and you get $35 off your first week of deliveries. Go to HelloFresh.com, promo code Titus, and then you subscribe. You get $35 off your first box, which is huge. $35 is massive.
And our other sponsor today, Harry's, is blowing up.
Also brought to you
They
by
are
Harry's.com.
blowing up. People, everybody, I'm getting daily Twitter stuff like, Titus, got these razors, holy crap. I'm getting that daily now. People's talking to me on Twitter that they got the Harry stuff and they gave it a shot and they
I
can't
just
believe
saw one today, actually.
Yep.
So it's the new deal, right? Just like FDR, it's the new deal. There, you actually can go get a free trial set.
Ask not who you can shave for your country, but
What's your country
Oh,
can
come
shave
on.
for
For
you?
So you can go to harrys.com/Titus and you can get a free trial set just to try it out because they're so, of course, you guys have all used their product. My whole family is now obsessed with their product. So you know how good it is. And Harry's, I love when people stand behind that and they're like, you know what? No, try it. If you don't like it, then you don't have to keep it.
that's how I got my first headlining gig.
I know.
I believe in that profusely. Guys I was featuring, I was a second act in, and they were going, "No, you're funny, Titus." And I was hurting headliners at this time. This was, I was like 23, 24, and so I actually said that money back guarantee. Give me the gig, let me headline for the weekend. I blow it. I miss one show. I'm not funny. One show. Don't pay me. And after that, I started headlining. I never lost.
Because you have confidence in your product.
Right, confidence in the product.
Which is what Harry's is doing. So now you can get the free trial set. It comes with the razor, the 5-blade cartridge, and the shaving gel. You just pay shipping. You get
What?
all
You
of
just
that
pay
for
shipping?
free.
That's an
Right.
amazing deal. All right.
Then for people who listen to this show, you can also enter promo code Titus at harrys.com/Titus, and you get a free post-shave balm.
It's good stuff. Harry's, get it. Face the day, bitches. All right, guys. And now, from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Rae bringing you the Bombshell News. No one gets that anymore. We keep doing it. Florida?
I don't know the inside joke.
Is it Florida? Could be Florida? You think that?
I can't smell through my nose.
It's Florida. I smell it.
You'll
Definitely
be
Florida.
able to smell it.
It's definitely Florida.
It's permeating.
A man has landed himself in jail this past Wednesday night after attacking his 85-year-old grandmother when she turned off his video game system.
What is
He's
that?
20 years old. He's being held on $10,000 bail and charges of aggravated battery of a person 65 or older.
Wow. He beat the shit out of his own grandmother.
What game was it?
See, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Because there is a level of game. And what level was he at? How
Yeah,
far
right.
along
She
was he?
unplugged it and he got
oh,
pissed.
man. Was he
Didn't save it. Didn't save where he was. Oh,
last
man.
level of Mario? Just like
She's 85 years old. You idiots.
Yeah, he's just being funny.
It's not funny.
I'm not funny.
Part of it, here's the sad thing about Fetus. Part of him is being honest. Wait, she just unplugged it? That means you couldn't save it. That means it was over. That means...
My dad threatened to throw my Xbox out the window once.
Did you start crying?
I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't cry.
Okay, got it. So you started crying.
I didn't say that.
I'm not admitting that.
Not admitting, Your Honor.
How many times have you cried since you were hired by us as it related to us?
3.
Three.
Really?
I know all 3. Yep.
Three.
Only
times.
3?
Yeah, only 3.
Did you see it every time?
No, but I got talked to about it. I was talked to it in a way.
By
maybe
whom?
By Fetus. Fetus took me
You
aside.
told
I
him
want
that you cried?
Yes.
I want you to know that I'm very upset with you, and I want you to know that what happened yesterday was too far, and that I'm upset, and I was really upset. I was really rattled. One was on the set when we were shooting the day we were shooting, right?
No.
No?
I didn't cry that day.
Oh, no?
No. It was while we were in pre-pro.
This is like evidence for a
No, I was in pre-pro. We were in pre-pro, and it just like the pressure got to me too much.
But it wasn't me. I didn't scream at you, did I?
What were
Was
the-
it 'cause
it wasn't. You
did I
guys
set it
specifically.
off?
No.
Let me ask you, did all 3 instances have to do with him?
First one, I think
I was overwhelmed on the first time.
So here's the thing: the guy takes film class.
Wait, I've asked a question of the witness.
I would say 2 of them were directly related to Titus.
So we can say you're unstable, though.
No.
Little bit.
No.
Kinda.
No.
Two
Okay, we're up to 4.
Titus,
We're up to 4.
One was overwhelmed.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
That pre-production thing was rough. I thrive. It's a sick thing. I thrive under that kind of psycho pressure.
We know.
It's wrong, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't even understand it.
I'm usually pretty good about it, but it was. Why are we talking about this?
The second one was. I don't know what the second.
It was when it was over, when we were all done.
You over it? Did I yell at you?
Yeah, it was when. It was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was instant.
Yeah.
It was when you. It was when you told me that.
I'm such an. People listening right now going, "The guy's really an asshole." It's not an act.
We don't have to talk about.
No,
it.
I want to know.
It's when you said that like playing X-wing and doing things is not something men do.
Oh.
And you like.
Was I serious?
Yeah, you were totally serious.
No, I was kidding.
No, you were being savage. You had your savage voice on.
You had a dream. I never said that.
Yes, you did.
No.
And then I turned back and I told you you don't get to decide what is manly or not. And then you said you're right. That was out of line. You said that. That's exactly we were sitting right in that other room.
My God, I must. My
Comes
dad.
back from the
That
grave.
wasn't me. That was a Ghostbusters moment where my dad was using my body to say some evil shit.
Yeah, we had it was like a serious I don't know. It was fine.
That's not what
It was
men
fine.
do.
He
But by the
said.
way, I remember this. We weren't yelling. I wasn't yelling at you.
It wasn't like you're screaming, yelling. It was your serious I'm the listen to me, don't interrupt me.
Does
voice.
anyone else get the irony of the fact that he told you that real men don't do that stuff that you do, and you cried?
This one was a different kind of cry. There were tears in my eyes because it was I was more angry. It was more I was angry. That one I snapped back on. I usually don't do that. It was the only time out of the 3 I
Okay,
actually.
and take 3.
The third one was recent. The
yeah.
third one was recent. When the
the
coloring came down, and the guy, it was just a cluster F, and I had a moment. I snapped. I mean, I got everything in my life invested in this movie.
Yeah, there was a lot of stress happening, and I was trying to do everything in my power to make this work for Titus, and then.
So here's what you have a tendency to do. When you work for me, I don't want you to see all sides of the problem. I want you to see my side of the problem and kick those people in the nuts. I don't want you to tell me about someone I'm paying that they're, it's just the way. No, it's not the way it works. I've been in business longer than you have. So that's the way it is. So he argues with me, and I just finally, the third time he argued, I snapped on him. And the next day, to his credit, he's emotional. He's a tender flower. Let's just be honest.
He's like a little rhododendron.
And then
a marigold.
But he came in and called me on it. And did I apologize?
You did.
All right.
You
good.
did. We're fine.
It's all right.
It's all
good.
good.
All right. We're
I
fine.
don't think you're totally fine.
He's not totally fine. He's scared of me. He lives in fear of me.
Who are you more afraid of?
Absolutely you.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said that repeatedly. Because at least
So
him and
good
I
at
can
that.
argue about
It's
it.
not even close, really.
Yeah.
And yet he's the one that makes you cry.
Well, you've never actually tried.
We also didn't ask if you'd made him
Was
cry.
he trying?
I bet you could make me cry, but I have much more contact with Titus than I do you. You know what I mean?
You make me cry.
I should come here
You
for
know
a
that.
couple weeks straight.
You make me
No.
cry.
Just try my hand at this.
Please
Throw
don't.
my hat into the ring.
Nope.
Is that the right phrase? Did I get it right this
So you
time?
see the competitive side of her? I can make him cry. She's gonna get ready, dude.
I will say your scary voice is very scary.
It is, yeah.
It's very terrifying. You're on edge. It's like
You shouldn't be proud of that.
No, I
so
just,
scary.
it just went through my head that I am probably mildly bipolar. I probably have a bit of psycho in me because I just burst out laughing at that, and I'm like, part of me, I'm a pretty nice guy. I'm fun. I'm dancing around. I'm being goofball, and then the other side, and then I'm Darth Vader. There's times I'm Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it. And I apologize to everyone listening right now and the people sitting
I don't know
in
why
front of
we're
me.
talking about this.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how it ended up on me. You're the one that cried like a bitch. So go ahead. Next story.
Oh, you're my boss.
Man asks cops if they found his briefcase full of cocaine.
Wow.
Excuse me, sir.
Seattle police say the 19-year-old stopped to pet someone's dog but left his briefcase behind. The dog's owner grabbed it and handed it over to an officer who was directing traffic nearby. officer obviously opened it, found 4 large bags and 27 smaller bags, 154 grams of cocaine in all. The bag also, tucked in with the cocaine, had his ID card, his cell phone, a scale, 50 diazepam pills, and marijuana.
You
Jackpot.
You deserve everything that happened to you. Everything that happened to you
Then he came back, saw the cops, and asked if they had found a briefcase because he had left his behind.
What was in it, sir?
And they said,
What was in the briefcase?
indeed.
Because we did find a briefcase, but we to prove it's yours. What was in it?
I can describe the containers the things were in. There was a plastic baggie.
What was in the plastic bag?
A fine powder.
Some sort of baby powder, talcum powder, some sort of for itching?
It's used medicinally for me.
Okay.
There were also some herbs that I also use medicinally that also are in baggies.
Get in the car. Stop.
What?
Get in the car. I love that he went back for it. You know why? That's probably wasn't his. Prison is probably a good thing for him because he lost all that cocaine. The people that wanted that they're going to kill him.
Oh my god!
No, I mean, obviously. So look, you don't.
Han Solo'd that real
some dumb asshole. They give all you got to do, Phil, take this case across town. He stopped and petted a dog and lost it, and it ended up in the hands of a cop. That's not a guy who's in the gang long.
And then a couple of teenagers found it, and then that's a movie.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And there you go.
This is my dad's briefcase. Oh no, it looks just like my dad's briefcase. What's up? Where are all
That's
these
the
drugs?
movie. That's every teen movie in the world.
What are we gonna do with all these drugs?
This is my old people still kicking it.
Oh, people crank that music. Give me
Unplug your game station.
Give me a Cosmopolitan. It's kicking it.
102-year-old.
I'm still getting semi-hard.
Gross. Semi? Ew.
Semi-hard? That's gross. Actually, what sounds worse is semi-soft.
Yeah. I'm a glass half full guy.
Gross.
So this is a 102-year-old lady from St. Louis. She has now checked arrest off of her bucket list. We
did this.
No.
This is the one the woman wanted to get arrested, right?
I don't remember doing this one.
I thought when you were here when she was gone. Keep going.
What are you talking about? This story is from last week.
So no.
Oh, it's another one.
We
Yeah,
definitely didn't do this one.
Is this the one that she was in an old folks' home and she wanted to get arrested, so the cops came in to let her do it, and she got arrested and she got in the car,
handcuffed and everything?
Yeah, we did this one.
How do you not remember that you did this one?
We did this one.
I don't remember.
Talked about it.
Do you know what I love about her? She reminds me of Grandma.
Actually, no, we didn't do this one.
Are you sure you just didn't read about it?
What is wrong with you?
No, we did it on someone else's podcast. I did it on a radio station.
Oh.
It's my fault.
You immediately turned and yelled at me for getting it wrong.
That's why he's
Shut
afraid
up.
of you. No, I did it on a radio station recently.
You're an idiot.
I am an idiot. I'm so an idiot.
So she's 102 years old. It was something she'd never done before. She's checking things off of her list. So they arrested her and took her in the back seat of the car. What I love about her is that she was there at the senior center dispensing pearls of wisdom and free pairs of socks and scarves. She last year sewed 413 handmade items for the folks at the 5-star senior center.
Oh, I love her.
She says, keep going, don't ever stop whatever it is you're doing, and spend some time doing community service. Sometimes the person you reach out and touch is the only person that they will talk to in a day.
She also did they did the cavity search, because that was on her list too. And they found 3 baggies of crystal meth, weirdly enough. So that's 4 or 5 things off her list.
I thought they were going to get her for selling all that stuff without a license.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have a permit for those socks?
Yeah, and that hat that you seem to have knitted, that ain't exactly legal. Where's the tag on that?
She's 102, and she says the world is a wonderful place. You just have to open your eyes and look at it.
Wow, that's crazy.
She's like my grandma. My grandma told me my grandma's 83 as of 3 days ago, and she's having a railing put up on her. She has like 3 steps that go up to her front porch, like everyone has in the South. And I said, oh, just because you need something to hold on to? And she said, heck no, it's for them old people. She's 83. She's putting it up for the old people that visit her house.
She is full
I
out.
love her. She's
awesome.
great.
Yeah. She's grandma. Like it
She
literally,
is grandma.
literally, there is a definition of grandma. She is grandma. And they cook that, honey. Man, move aside. I do. She
I
is
think everyone
grandma.
has two kinds of grandmas, though. The assertive grandma like that, and the sweet, the more
Sad
soft-spoken,
grandma. Yeah.
sad grandma.
Sad grandma. I guess you guys don't really want me here.
I had my other one was like that.
Yeah,
My
no,
dad's mom.
we had one like that, and those are hard to deal with. You know, love them to death, but I guess I'm just gonna get old and die.
Oh, sure, you don't want this tea. Huh?
All I do is take up your time. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
Yes.
Well, then how about you shut the fuck up? You're taking up my time now.
If you want to hear more
My
about
grandma's
how
dead,
Titus
by the way,
hates
just
old
so you
people.
know. My
Yeah, but
grandma's
she
dead.
didn't die till last year, and you still didn't go see her for like 2 decades. You didn't. I was like, she's alive. Your dad's mom is alive.
She had dementia.
That doesn't.
Here's
no,
the thing.
No.
Here's the thing.
No, we're gonna end it right there. If you
No,
want to see
I
Titus
just-
and
look,
hear
I love
how
my-
much he hates old people,
I loved my grandma before she got dementia.
no, you didn't.
Titus
I
hates old
did.
people.
No,
You
she
did.
was. She was
You
a
said
very stressful person. Yes.
Cold fish.
She was. You hugged my grandma and she went. She just tightened up like you had punched her in the face. It was the weirdest
So
thing.
we are going to be actually in Northern California, and your Aunt Kathy is going to be at 2 of the shows. So you could also quiz her about Christopher Titus's past. We are going to, on Friday the 21st, be in Campbell, outside of San Jose, at the Heritage Theater. On Saturday, Fresno Tower Theater. And on Sunday, the San Ramon Doherty Valley Performing Arts Center. You can go to ChristopherTitus.com and click through all those ticketing links so you don't have to remember any websites. While you're on ChristopherTitus.com, click through that Amazon link. If you buy anything, just set it up as your bookmark. And that way it just helps us keep the doors open.
Yeah, set us up for Christmas is coming. You can start buying stuff. Go through Titus podcast and set us up. You know, because then we get a little bit of boom bang from you.
And you know what's coming November 1st-ish?
Nope. Oh, that's right, November. That's someone who's worried about getting it out to the.
You know what's coming out early November?
Okay, yeah, they do the new special, Born with a Defect, guys. It's an hour and 45 minutes. You're the people that are going to get the first order of it. First 1,000 people are getting a special edition of it because we're going to edit it down after this, but you're going to get everything we did that night. So let us know. Go to ChristopherTitus.com, order it. We will send it out to you first week in November.
Ish.
Oh, yes. No, it's definitely going to
No,
be.
it'll be definitely first week in November.
Also, follow us on Twitter,
Look at
at
you,
Titus
Bailey.
Nation, at Ray Bradley,
This
at
isn't my
The
fault.
Ryan Farmer, or Facebook, The Real Christopher Titus, Bombshell Rae Titus Podcast.
And so go to Christopher Titus TV. We're going to start doing the YouTube weekly videos again. Review us on iTunes. Go to iTunes. Review this podcast because every time you review us on iTunes,
a maxi pad gets its wings.
I like that you guys get all the life out of that. Brilliant. All right, guys. Thanks for the Titus podcast. Vote and vote smart because none of us like the poorly educated. For myself, Bombshell Rae and the fetus. Later.
Peace out.
See ya!
Dude, you turned to the side. I thought you were going to die. He panicked. He's so sick.
I didn't want to sneeze on the mic or on you guys.
Thank
If
you.
I get sick, I am going to cut you.
Yeah, we have shows. See, that's why he's scared of you.